This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of Revival Gold, Mr. Hugh Agro. Hugh, what a day to have you on, sir. We have $3,030 gold, another record high in the gold space. How are you today?
Very good, and thanks for having me, Gerardo. Comfortably above $3,000 gold, I would say.
Well, look, comfortably above 3,000 and looking like it's got the room to run given all of the geopolitical tension and uncertainty that is going on around the world. What's your take on the gold space? I have to believe, and I want to provide an overview. I have to believe that with the resource space between two projects, one that has near-term production capabilities, that you have to be getting a whole heck of a lot more phone calls about potential M&A, about potential, strategic options. And I don't think it's a coincidence that you just closed a strategic placement with Dundee Corporation. So how's the environment out there for Revival? And then let's talk about that strategic placement, because I think the timing on it was great on all sides, for shareholders, for the company, and for Dundee, I must say.
Yeah, none of these things happen overnight. Of course, a lot of preparation has gone into putting this portfolio of gold assets together now, over 6 million ounces of gold in the Western United States, with a strategic investor that validates what our team has put together over the last 7 years. And of course, we got the gold price, moving as I think we all had expected it to move here over time. Which is up and making these projects a lot more valuable. So yes, we are seeing a lot more interest in the space. I think the rollover of the Mag 7 is an important sign. We saw that back in 2000, 2001, 2002 on the last really big turn in the gold price. First, we had to have the broader market roll. That's happened. And I think investors are looking for the next best place, which just happens to be the gold space, now generating 50% margins over AISC. That makes the gold sector the highest margin generating business relative to anything we see in the S&P 500.
Tell me about Revival and how it's positioned to take advantage of this. Because look, I have made a case for quite a bit now that Revival remains one of the single best values in the gold space, given the resource space. You have a PEA coming up that I think it's going to be a transformational one. I think it's going to really signal to the market the potential for a very, very, very profitable operation, especially given the current price environment. But where are we with Catalyst here for the next 6 months or so? And then talk to me about Dundee coming in, because I know that strategic placement was very, very timely given the environment right now.
We're targeting 80 to 100,000 ounces a year of gold production from this domestic asset in the state of Utah, about an hour from Salt Lake City. We think that this is a project that will have a 9 to 10 year mine life. We're just in the final strokes of putting together a PEA, a preliminary economic assessment, which will have out end of this month, early next month at the latest. And we're really excited about this project. It is on private ground. That's really important for permitting. We think it's going to be less than 3 years for the permitting process. We'll have more to say on that. And this dovetails really well with investors looking for domestic, low geographic risk gold assets in good locations. And you think about the scale of this business. We're talking about something that'll have revenues generating, $250-300 million a year at where we're at today in terms of the price of gold. From a value point of view, Revival Gold right now is trading at $7 an ounce in the ground. So if we look at today's move in the price of the gold, that move in the price of gold alone is about 4 or 5 times that trading multiple in the ground for our ounces of gold. Or put another way, the price of gold today is over 500 times what we're trading at here,
Yeah.
almost 500 times is a multiple. So for investors looking for exposure to the gold price, who maybe are a little bit late getting to it, there is still good value in the sector. Another way to look at this, Gerardo, is that for every 1,000 shares of Revival Gold held, we have 30 ounces of gold in the ground. And so again, that's that leverage that, in a rising gold price environment, I think investors will want to take note of. So the catalysts ahead of us, PEA development and, further news out of our exploration and development programs, I think bode well for the investment and Revival. And the value here is compelling relative to the scarcity of gold projects in good locations for investors to participate in.
And again, you're targeting, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 80 to 100,000 of gold per year over a 9 to 10 year mine life. That's a minimum 9 to 10 year mine life. Is that accurate?
That is, and that's just our first project. That's just our Merkur project in Utah. And as you know, we have another 4.6 million ounces of gold in our Idaho project, Bear Track Arnett. Our target production from the two projects combined takes us over 150,000 ounces a year from open pit heap leach mines. And remember, these are relatively low risk sites, being brownfields, that is, past producers where gold has been successfully produced in the past. And that gives us huge advantages in terms of capital, in terms of permitting, and in terms of the risk of delivery.
When can we expect that PEA? I know there are lots of eyes on that, people wanting to have some of the economics validated there. What does that look like?
We're 2-3 weeks away from getting those results out, and I will look forward to chatting with you about those, Gerardo. Putting the dotting the I's and crossing the T's now, and really excited about this development, particularly given the environment we're in. Remember, we're as an industry, the gold industry is producing about 110, 120 million ounces a year of gold, and we're only finding 10 or 20, at most 30 million ounces a year of gold. So there's a big gap, and I think projects like the Merkur project that Revival Gold is developing in Utah, and the Bear Track Arnett project that Revival Gold is developing in Idaho are in the sweet spot for the current environment and beyond.
Well, it sounds like you and I will be chatting here in the next several weeks. Thank you again for the update. Congrats again on having not one, but two incredible projects that are absolutely going to benefit from record high gold prices that continue to materialize seemingly every month now. Anything to add to that, Hugh?
Well, I just would reiterate that we're not in a vacuum here. You and I, with our enthusiasm for what Revival Gold and the team of people at Revival Gold have put together, we now have the validation from a very astute investor in the space, a company building entity, Dundee Corporation, which has been behind the formation of some real success stories in the precious metal space: Rapadre, Sabina, Dundee Precious Metals, even going back with the Goodman family, the principals at Dundee Corporation, having been part of forming Kinross Gold and even involved in the formation of Barrick Gold. So these are very smart investors. They do a lot of technical due diligence as well as financial due diligence. Huge value add for Revival Gold, having these folks involved in the business, and now a 5% stakeholder alongside of you and I here.
Timing couldn't be better. Hugh, always a pleasure. Chat soon, sir.
Thank you, Gerardo.
Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.